Hey guys, it's Rachel from The Little Green Lamb, and today I have a book review on A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. This book was so good. It took me quite a little while to read because of all the assignments and stuff going on, but I'm really glad I picked it up. I actually got this last December, so it's been about a year, and I'm really excited to talk about this book. I've been really anticipating doing a book review. This book review, though, will be spoiler-free because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. If I do happen to want to say something that'll spoil it, I'll give you forewarning, but for the most part, this will be spoiler-free. I'm really excited to read this to pick up his next book. It's something like my grandmother told me something, but it has a really pretty cover, and I'm really excited. Before I get into a synopsis on this book, if you're new to my book reviews or just need a refresher, I rate my books in 5 different categories. Plot, characters, cover, suspense, and overall in terms of reading again, very soon, 5 out of 5, and not so soon, 1 out of 5. So basically, this book is about a man called Ove, and he is one that is very structured and regimented, and he does the same thing, and he's had tragedy happen in his life, and he's very cranky in generality. He's never been the talkative one. He's very stiff as a human being, I would say. And basically, I'm trying to look at the back because I don't want to spoil it, so that's what I'm looking down at. Basically, he gets some new neighbors, and it all really starts from there. His new neighbors, Parvana, I'm probably pronouncing that horribly, her husband Patrick, and their 2 children move in next door, and that kind of catapults a story, and it goes off from there. So basically, this book is very interesting how it's told, because it's told from the beginning, like you get perspective into Ove's life, and then it goes back and you get like little snippets of his past, and you can see how this has really shaped him and made him the person he is today. In this book also, I found an interesting fact. It says on the inside that this character was created on a blog by the author, and people voted, I guess, and on the character he was going to write about, or the story. I'm not sure which way they voted, if he should write a book about it, and he decided to, and that's where this book kind of culminated from. This book is a translation, so I haven't really checked out the blog, but apparently there's a very famous Facebook post that I'm going to check out later today. I haven't really got to it, but it says it all on the inside cover. And now I really understand why it was an Indigo Spotlight. Indigo is a bookstore chain in Canada, in case you're unaware, and it was they put it as an outstanding new read. And it's not so new now because it's been over a year, I think 2 years now, since it was published in English, or published all. I don't know. I think it was probably translated later on. But yes, this was a very good book. So plot, I give a 5 out of 5. I really like the structure of the plot and how you got little snippets. The first chapter really starts off and you really get into Ove's attitude when he is discussing new technology with a sales representative. And I just really like the structure of it. I really liked how the story moved along. I really loved how the epilogue wrapped everything up. It didn't leave me with any thoughts like, oh, there could be another book, there could be a little novella, there just something extra. It's like satisfied that it was just a very good singular book. It, from start to finish, it wrapped up beautifully. You got closure on stuff, and the plot progressed fast. It kept you wanting to read. The chapters are pretty short. I don't know how many chapters there are. Let me just check for you guys. There's 39 chapters, and the book's only 295 pages, so the chapters are fairly short. And the stuff just Ove does, and like he's very hilarious because he is such a cranky person, and compared to all these other people that are like, I guess they act like, I'm not gonna say Ove doesn't act normal, but like he's very stern and like cranky half the time, and everybody else around him goes through the moods, like they're like happy, sad, that, but he kind of stays in this one block where other people are experiencing, like he's experiencing emotions. He's not like a robot or anything, but other people are experiencing more variety of emotion around him, like bliss and happiness, and he's kind of the same. So it's kind of funny to see him in different situations, such as with a clown in the book and stuff like that, and a cat. So I really, really like this book. It's actually one of my favorites I've read this year. I didn't think I'd like it as much. I love the author's writing style. It's very easy to just find yourself lost in this, and if I had more time, I could have probably read this in a weekend. Characters, I give a 5 out of 5. I think the character of Ove is actually really, really well executed, because from the beginning to the end, even though he does change a bit, he doesn't change completely where he's an unrecognizable character. Also, I really like the trait that Ove does complain, because I find that in a lot of books, or even TV shows, or just common life, people whine at you if you complain. Like if I want to complain about something that's really stupid, but I find it to be valid to complain about that moment, everybody's like, well, there's people worse off. But it's like, I'm just talking about me. I know that fact, but I'm talking about me. Like, I'm just upset about something, I need to vent, and complaining sometimes is my form of venting. So I found that very refreshing that Ove was a character that vented and complained a lot, because you know that's real. I feel like people try to cover it up, but everybody whines a lot about stupid things, and we realize it's stupid, but I feel like there's such a stigma, like, I guess stigma, like, maybe it's just the people I'm talking to, but, you know, that kind of thing. And I really liked how he, like, his schedule. Like, I am a person who really likes schedules. Like, I break away from a schedule. I don't have a regimented schedule I follow every day. Besides in the school year, I have more of the things I have to do every day, but not, like, times. But I really like just following his schedule and seeing the new things that happen and how he manages to keep his schedule together. I liked seeing him from the past, from the time he was probably, I'd say, a preteen to now, where I believe he's 58 in the book. Very interesting. Another character I really liked was Sonia, who's Ove's wife, and I really liked how they balanced each other out. I really liked the cat. There was this one scene, and I forget where it is in the book, but this cat just it's the cat in the car. If you get to a part in this book where there's a cat in a car, it's hilarious. Definitely let me know if you read this book and you read that chapter in the comments, because it's made me laugh so loud, and I was in class and I was like, don't read anymore because you're gonna like burst out laughing. So this book does have funny moments. I really like the new neighbors. I can't pronounce her name for the life of me. So I'm just going to try to find it and spell it to you guys. And if I pronounce it wrong, I'm really sorry. Just, I don't know how to necessarily pronounce it. I'm trying to find her name. She's the neighbor who is pregnant that lives next door. Starts with a P. Where is it? Here's where they introduce themselves. Sorry, guys. Trying to hurry as fast as I can. But I really liked the next door neighbor's family, especially the mother of the family. Where is it? Why am I not finding this? She is hilarious, and she doesn't take any crap from Ove, which is really refreshing. And I think Ove really likes that, and they have a very close bond throughout the book. And where is, like, I'm getting really stressed out. Where's her name? Like, she's in like every chapter. Parfana, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, I'm going to try to spell it now. But basically, all the neighbors, I really like the neighbor Jimmy, Anita, Rune. I really liked how you saw this whole neighborhood. You could really get into the complex. I really like stories where you get to know the neighborhood. Like, it very much, the reason why, for example, I like Gilmore Girls. If you've seen Gilmore Girls, it's a lot of the extras are the same. There's a lot of side characters. It's a small town. I really like that feel where you know the characters and you can really get into the world. You're not just isolated in one person's storytelling. So yes, characters absolutely loved. I loved all the transformations they went through. Great. The bonds they shared. Awesome. Cover, I give a 5 out of 5. Now this cover I absolutely love. There's a lot of pretty editions of this. I really want to get the one edition that's super pretty and it matches his new book cover. Like, the covers are kind of similar. But I think this one's really good because it shows all the pictures. Well, not all, but I believe most of the pictures from the chapters have a little like icon next to them, like a watering can, stuff like that. And it kind of shows like I don't know, like, I just like how the like silhouette of Ove's there, and then it has like little objects that are reminiscent to chapters and events that happen in the story and all that stuff. And I find it's a very pretty cover. It's not like super bright and catchy, but I really enjoy it. Suspense, I give a 5 out of 5. This book just flew by. Even though I was reading it very slowly, I wanted to keep reading it as soon as I'd started picking it up, but life just prevented me from doing that, and it was so good. And then overall, I give it a 5 out of 5. I definitely read this again very soon if I could. This book isn't one that I learned like so much from, but it was one that was just a really good story. It wrapped up beautifully. Definitely let me know if you guys have read this book. This book was amazing. And before you guys go, I have 2 little quote sections I would like to read off. If you've read the book, definitely stay along and listen. I don't think these quotes will really spoil anything for the story, so they're not like big plot points. I just found them cute quotes. So if you want to stick around, definitely. If you're going, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, but now I'm going to read the quote. So this quote comes from chapter 39, A Man Called Ove, on page 284. So this is the quote. Death is a strange thing. People live their whole lives as if it does not exist, and yet it's often one of the greatest motivations for living. Some of us in time become so conscious of it that we live harder, more obstinately, with more fury. Some need its constant presence to even be aware of its antithesis. Others become so preoccupied with it that they go into the waiting room long before it announces arrival. We fear it, yet most of us fear more than anything that it may take someone other than ourselves. For the greatest fear of death is always that it will pass us by and leave us there alone. So I really liked that quote. And there's one more quote that I really liked. I actually took a picture of it on my phone because I didn't have my little tab things out because I was in the hallway at school and too complicated. But this one comes from chapter 36, A Man Called Ove and a Whiskey. So I'm just going to was going to say scroll. I'm just going to go there. So, loving someone is like moving into a house, Sonia used to say. At first you fall in love with all the new things, amazed every morning that all this belongs to you, as if fearing that someone would suddenly come rushing in through the door to explain that a terrible mistake had been made. You weren't actually supposed to live in a wonderful place like this. Then over the years, the walls become weathered, the wood splinters here and there, and you start to love that house not so much because of all its perfection, but rather its imperfections. You get to know all the nooks and crannies, how to avoid getting the key caught in the lock when it's cold outside, which of the floorboards flex slightly when one steps on them, or exactly how to open the wardrobe doors without their creaking. These are the little secrets that make it your home. And I just really enjoyed that. I really like that analogy. So yes, that has been my very long book review on A Man Called O by Fredrik Backman. If you guys have read this, definitely let's discuss in the comments. If you guys haven't read this, I definitely recommend it. Even though it is adult fiction, you know, most of you that are watching this maybe just read YA. Definitely recommend it though. And yes, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.